Today's video here at Survival on Purpose, we're going to take a look at the Ruger AR556, and my fifth son Ernest is going to get to shoot this thing for his first time shooting an AR-15.
Oh yeah.
Really, well, we tried to shoot it before, but it messed up, so we sent it back to Ruger and they fixed it. So we're going to see if they got it fixed and see what Ernest thinks about it coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me, and my fifth son Ernest here. And as I said, this is the Ruger AR556, and we tried to shoot this a couple weeks ago. Ernest was excited because he's never shot an AR before, and it maybe got a couple of rounds through it, and it started double feeding. So I sent it back to Ruger. Ernest is going to check it out. Let's do that now. Hit it, man. Okay, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
Now run the charging handle. There you go. Make sure it's not unsafe and you're good to go. Okay, this is the first shot since we got it back from Ruger, so let's see how she works. Run a trigger reset just like the Glock. Pin it back, get a new sight picture, and then go to your reset. It'll have a pretty solid reset. After you press the trigger, keep it to the back until your recoil's over, and then let it release to the reset, just like the Glock. Let's have a look at the target. Okay, so we did okay at 25 yards. We're going to take it out to 50 yards, and Ernest is still behind the trigger. Lean into it a little bit. Not bad. So, what'd you think, Ernest? First time shooting AR.
I loved it. She did good.
So, it looks like, and I'm sitting down, he's not really that much taller than me. Looks like Ruger got it fixed. We put about 40 rounds through it, and it seems to be going well. So, good job on Ruger.
Smoother than last time.
Yeah, it works great. So, yep. Ernest got to run. We'll finish this up without him. Okay, so as I said, Ernest had to leave, and it was getting really, really noisy at the outdoor range there. So I thought I would bring you back to the very cluttered indoor studios here at Survival on Purpose. Just give you a quick rundown on the rifle, talk about the specs of this thing real quick, and kind of give you my first impressions after shooting this thing a little while, and tell you what happened with the original problem and why I sent it back to Ruger. So let me just take you down to the old world's oldest card table here, and we'll take a look at this thing, some close-ups, and we'll wrap her up. Okay, here we are on the world's oldest and shakiest card table, and I can almost get that whole thing in the frame. Maybe you can see it all now for a minute. It's the Ruger AR556 model 8529. There are several different models of the AR556. The 8529 is the one that has a free-floated handguard instead of a standard military-style handguard, two-piece handguard. And that's the main difference I could see. There may be some other ones, but this is the one I have. And this one is chambered in 5.56 NATO. It's also available now in 300 blackout. So since I can't get it quite on the all-in frame, we'll just start at the barrel here, and we'll talk about that first of all. This features a 16.1-inch heavy contour, cold hammer forged barrel with alloy matte black oxide finished. It has 1-in-8 twist rifling. It has a 12 by 20, half by 28 threaded into the barrel with a Ruger flash suppressor on it, which means because it has a 16.1-inch barrel, they don't need to pin this on to make it legal like they have to do sometimes on 14.5-inch barrels. So you can put any kind of muzzle device that you have on here that's half by 28 threads. So that's pretty cool. Features an 11-inch aluminum full-floated handguard, full flat top with a Picatinny rail all the way from the back to the front. And it didn't come with any of these sights or optics on here. We'll talk about what I changed and what I added on in a minute. Again, full Picatinny rail. The receivers upper and lower are made of 7075 T6 hard-coated anodized aluminum forgings. As you can see, this one has a forward assist My newfound friend Clint Smith is not a big fan of those. Says, why would you want to shove something in there that doesn't want to go in there? But it has one. It has an enlarged trigger guard so you can shoot it with gloves. No worries there. And a mil-spec buffer tube. Now it came. Let's talk about some things that are different about it, and we'll open up and talk about the inside real quick. So I made some changes to this one from stock. It came with just a stock Ruger handguard on it. I changed and put this this Magpul MOE handguard, so I'd have room inside there to put some stuff, either tools or an extra bolt and parts, whatnot there. I changed the buttstock because it came with a standard mil-spec 6-position buttstock, but it did not have a QD connection point on it. And I like QD connection points so I can put my my QD sling on there, you know, from my Blue Force 221 Vickers sling. So I've changed the buttstock. I changed the hand grip. I also added a QD, M-lock QD point on the handguard. There's no QD points on the handguard either, so I had to add that add-on to put my sling on. I added the let's see. I added the Midwest Industries flip-up steel combat sights. I added the Holosun 403C red dot and the Holosun magnifier here. And that's pretty much everything I added. Of course, I put a sling on it. So there is that. Now, let's take a look inside real quick and see if I can get this thing open for you. Take a look at the... So the bolt, which is here, is 9310 steel, shot peened and proof tested, and the bolt carrier is 8620 steel. Now it just comes with a standard charging handle, and there's that. It also comes with 130 round Magpul PMag magazine. It has a single stage trigger. It's empty, so it's let's see how, we'll check the trigger pull in just a minute. And that's about it. The MSRP on this thing is $979 right now as of December 2021. I paid $700 for this one on Big Daddy Unlimited in March of 2021. So there's that. Okay, you want to check the trigger pull on this thing? It feels about like a standard mil-spec trigger to me, but let's see. We'll just check it out. Ready? Let's do it. Well, I'm up at 8 pounds and it didn't move. Maybe I got the safety on. No, that's on fire. Let's try again. Ooh, it moved about at the 8 pound mark. Let's try again. I'm holding it down near the end to try to get as much leverage as possible. So 7.8 maybe? We'll try it one more time. About 7 3/4. So it feels pretty crisp. It's just a little heavy, but the reset is very solid. Close to an 8 pound trigger, at least according to this gauge. But it doesn't feel really hard to shoot or anything like that. So it's got a pretty. There's no grittiness or creep in it. It's just a little heavy. There's that. Okay, well that was a hopefully reasonably coherent look at the specs and details of this Ruger AR556. So let's just wrap this up. I'll give you a quick recounting of my initial problems with it. Talk about my kind of first impressions of it, at least so far, and we'll put this puppy to bed. So first of all, like I said, I bought this rifle for $700 on Big Daddy Unlimited. It seemed like it was a good price, sub $1,000 rifle made by Ruger. So Ruger's got a good reputation And not the absolute cheapest one you could find, probably comparable with the Smith & Wesson M&P, but it seemed like a good value to me at the time. I liked the free float handrail and all that. So anyway, took it out to the range with Ernest the first time he'd ever shot an AR, and we got just a few rounds through it and started getting double feeds. Tried 3 different magazines, and same problem with every magazine, double feed, double feed, double feed. Once it started, it happened pretty much every time. So came home, got on the phone with Ruger. Very, very nice folks there. Very, very helpful. They sent me a return authorization, and so they paid the shipping. I didn't have to pay any shipping to send it back. I sent it back to them. I want to say it was about 2 weeks. I got it back. I mean, really, really quick. So very, very, and I think they sent it to my FFL, so I had to go pick it up there. But very, very quick service, quick turnaround. And like I said, the paperwork said they put a new handguard, a new upper receiver, and a new bolt carrier group in it. I think they just put a new upper on it. It doesn't make sense that they would have disconnected all this and took the barrel out and redid all that. I know they got everything to do it and they do it every day, but that's still labor. They probably just slapped a new upper on it. But whatever they did, it seems to be fixed. Got about a couple hundred rounds through it, which that doesn't mean it's proof tested for me. I need to get a couple thousand rounds through it before I'm really, really happy with it. But so far, so good on that. So happy with that. Talk about the things that I wish had been different on it. But again, this is a sub-$1,000 rifle. So I like the handguard, the M-LOK handguard. I wish it had already had integral quick disconnect sockets on it. Maybe one here and one on this side. As it was, I had to put this piece on there. Not a big deal. Had a standard mil-spec stock on it. And they don't have QD slots on those either, and I like QD slots on my sling so I can change them out easier instead of having to run it through the loop. So not a huge deal again, but I put this one on, and you can see this is a different color because I didn't look at the box close enough, and I just figured, the heck with it, I'll stick it on there. It's dark gray, not black, but anyway. And the other thing I changed was the hand grip. This just had a stock standard hand grip, which is pretty much standard for a sub-$1,000 rifle. So there's that. Other than that, it shoots fine. The gauge showed the trigger at about 8 pounds, but it's got a smooth trigger. There's no creep in it, and it works. It feels like a mil-spec trigger. So I like the fact that it's got a little bit longer barrel, so I can change this out. I can put a can on it if I want to. I can put some kind of muzzle device. As Clint Smith says, I guess I could put a compensator on it to tame the awesome, horrible recoil of the mighty 556 cartridge. But I can certainly put a can on it, keep it, to quieten it down a little bit. Yeah, everything works great on it. Like I said, I added the mil-spec. I added the Midwest Industries sights. I added the Holosun stuff and the sling and a couple things. So I've already gone over that. I won't beat that dead horse. But all in all, for a $700 rifle, which is what I paid for it on Big Daddy Unlimited, at the time I bought it, this was a really good price for an AR. They were really, really hard to find back in March, and now they're a little easier to find. Prices have come down, but anyway, there you go. I wanted to spare because 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right? Actually, sometimes maybe, well, never mind. We'll leave that alone. But anyway, if you're looking for a good American-made AR-15 sub-$1,000 range, this one's like 9-something list. If I was going to pay $900 for it, I'd throw a little more with it and get a Midwest Industries. I'm just being honest with you. But for $700, it's about half the price of a Midwest Industries, and so I think it's probably a good gun. But I got to get some more rounds to it to be sure. I've got about a couple 3,000 rounds through my Midwest AR pistol with zero issues, and I took it to Thunder Ranch, and it's 11.5-inch barrel, and I was hitting man-sized targets at 200 yards with it, so we'll see how well this one does after a few thousand rounds. But anyway, I'll keep you posted on that, and I hope this has been helpful and interesting, and I really appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.